Schiff, a stone-cold traitor guilty of spearheading a highly organized conspiracy to commit treason and overthrow a duly elected president of the United States of America. Schiff is also guilty of fomenting war with Russia based on a patently false pretext and bogus allegations. What we've been trying to bring to the light, and that very few understand, is that Russiagate was a highly organized deep state conspiracy conducted by the Democratic Party and people on the right. This crossed both party lines to overthrow President Donald Trump and to start the hot phase of World War III with Russia. Toward that end, Congressman Adam Schiff was selected early on to spearhead this unparalleled act of treason and outright warmongering from his high perch in the U.S. Congress. So if you want to talk about compromised and easily coerced, Shifty Schiff is nothing but a political hitman who will do anything his hidden masters tell him to because they have much dirt on him. No congressman will ever expose themselves as much as Schiff has unless they themselves have been bribed, blackmailed, and compromised. As Democrats scream about seeing the unredacted Mueller report and abuse House subpoena powers to keep the Russia collusion hunt going and to pry for President Donald Trump's private information, Representative Adam Schiff, Democrat out of California, is saying Trump is trying to weaponize law enforcement for intending to release documents that would shed light on the motives of the Mueller investigation. You know, how it all started. While Trump stonewalls the public from learning the truth about his obstruction of justice, Trump and Barr conspire to weaponize law enforcement and classified information against their political enemies. The cover-up has entered a new and dangerous phase. This is un-American, Schiff wrote in this tweet. Now, the decision was made on May 23rd by the Trump administration to declassify certain documents pertaining to the origin of the FBI spook Robert Mueller's now completed Russia collusion probe. Today's actions will help ensure that all Americans learn the truth about the events that occurred and the actions that were taken during the last presidential election, and will restore confidence in our public's institutions, Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said in a statement. Now, Attorney General Bill Barr had previously announced that he was hiring nonpartisan bulldog John Durham to investigate the origins of the probe. The U.S. Attorney has received praise from top Democrats officials for his exemplary record in rooting out corruption over the course of many decades. Meanwhile, the president amps up his rhetoric, perhaps foreshadowing for revelations to come as those documents are released and digested into the public. My campaign for president was conclusively spied on. Nothing like this has ever happened in American politics. A really bad situation. Treason means long jail sentences, and this was treason.
Big deal, because it was all about Russia. So I haven't heard the word Russia. They don't use the word Russia anymore. So there's no crime. There never was a crime. It was a hoax. It was a witch hunt. So this comes back, and it comes back totally exonerating Donald Trump and a lot of other people. This was a terrible thing that happened to our country. Now, I'll tell you what they are asking. They are asking about how did this whole thing start? That's what people want to know. And I want to tell you, I had an event last night. A lot of you were there. Thousands and thousands of people standing in a field. They've never seen anything like it, meaning even the press. But it's always that way. We've never had an empty seat. Thousands of people last night. You know what they want to know? How did this whole thing start? It's going to be hard for them to answer that. When Schiff goes to the microphone, he's conning this whole country. And he knows that. And he goes back into a room and he talks to his friends and he laughs, because that's the way life is.
The bottom line, Adam Schiff is a key co-conspirator within a massive deep state conspiracy to overthrow the president, Donald Trump. There's tons of other obvious co-conspirators, including Democrats like Eric Swalwell, Jerry Nadler, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Maxine Waters, Richard Blumenthal, Elizabeth Warren, Cory Booker, Kristen Gillibrand, and Mazi Hirono, among many, many, many prominent members of Congress. This seditious plot to remove Trump from office by way of a soft coup also implicates Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, John Podesta, John Brennan, James Clapper, Michael Hayden, Robert Mueller, James Comey, Susan Rice, Samantha Power, Rod Rosenstein, Andrew McCabe, Peter Strzok, Bruce Orr, Lisa Page, Christopher Steele, Glenn Simpson, Stephen Halper, among many other treasonous deep state operatives. Of course, there are numerous traitors throughout the mainstream media who also covertly colluded to carry out a soft coup against Trump, whose names are now notorious for fake news. Rachel Maddow, Anderson Cooper, Wolf Blitzer, Brian Seltzer, Chris Cuomo, Chris Matthews, Larry O'Donnell, Joe Scarborough, Mika Brzezinski, Andrea Mitchell, Lester Holt, and many, many others. The critical point is that the fake Russiagate hoax was a highly organized and orchestrated scheme premeditated at the highest echelons of the U.S. federal government to try to overturn the 2016 election. And then with their next puppet in office, after they got Trump removed, was to start an all-out war with Russia to finish their endgame plan. Luckily, this has all been stopped. I'm Michael. This is the Patriot Hour. God bless and Godspeed to each and every one of you worldwide. Where we go one, we go all.